So the misconception about abs. Yes, they usually respond to higher rep ranges, but these rep ranges of 50 or more, like you have to be challenging the muscle. You have to add resistance and weight. So the things I like to do is I like to do the captain's chair where I put dumbbells between my feet and like I'll take a 35 pound. I'll start with my straight leg so that more works the core, and then when I fail there, I'll go and bend the knees and then I'll raise it up to here. This is constantly challenging. You can increase the weight, and if the weight's heavy to hold, one thing I like to do is take like the what do you call them? The wraps around your knees, and then wrap them around the weight to secure them to your ankles so you can lift more weight. Other thing is I like to look it up. It's called a Smith machine hip thrust. So basically you get underneath the weight and you thrust the weight up with your lower abdominals. It's like your lower abdominal thrust with pushing your feet up, but you're underneath the Smith machine and you're adding resistance to weight. You need to progressively overload if you want that nice strong core. Yes, you'll see your abs if you lose body fat. To see all the abs in definition, you do have to have lower body fat. But if you want a powerful, strong core, you gotta progressively challenge your muscle, get more and more weight. I like training my muscles because abs usually respond to higher rep range. I don't go lower than 6. 6 to 12 is like kind of the area I like to stay in because a lot of research supports hypertrophy in that area. You can go higher, like as high as 20 before your cardiovascular system takes in. I believe over 20, maybe 30, your cardiovascular system starts to overtake and the hypertrophy isn't as high for the rep range. I feel heavier weight challenges me more because I don't want to be using too much of weight where I'm going to injure myself. But when I have heavier weight, I'm like, can I do this? And I feel like I push myself better by using heavy weights. Thusly, I'm going as low as 6. I'm not going 1 or 2 for hypertrophy. The second exercise, so that's my lower ones I choose for my lower abs. For my core, I either do cables behind the head, and then if the weight gets too heavy, I usually use a roach attachment. I can use my straps and I wrap it around if my grip gives out. Also, I like a machine, like something behind your head where you can crunch in. This helps with the full stretch and contraction of the muscle. You increase resistance over time because you can always add weight. I like to be careful on exercises that cause too much stress to my back. So a lot of these exercises are either freestanding, which gives you a good spine support. So you're more using your like hip flexors to flex, and you're not like constantly crunching and stressing that lower back. So they are better for your back. You can add resistance over time, and you can constantly challenge yourself, right? Because all these circuits you see online are not effective unless you're challenging yourself. For abs, some research does say they recover faster, like 30 seconds, but like I do a lot of supersets, so I'm still doing 2-minute rests, which gives me adequate rest so I can go hard and get the maximum amount out of each set as possible. Then for my obliques, I might do a dumbbell where I like cross my legs on the captain chairs, but I really like using, they're called cable push downs. So you use a cable, so I bring it up to where my muscles like fully stretch about here, handle, and then I push down towards the outer portion of my foot. And this, when you push down, you feel the obliques being activated. It's by Jim Stefani. I'm a big Jim Stefani guy. I believe it's called like oblique cable push down. If you Google it, you should find the exercise. And what this does, it does protect your back because you're not like constantly twisting. So you're like using like a pushing motion, and you'll just feel it in all the oblique, which helps you be able to progressively overload because you can increase weight every month, every set, whatever workout. Two things abs you want to do: you want to progressively overload, so you want to be challenging yourself. You don't want to do the same exercise or a super high amount of reps, because research says, right, hypertrophy, you want to be at a lower end, because then your cardiovascular system can take over. You're not really challenging muscle. And two, you want to protect your spine, your back. You want to be twisting. You don't want your back to be vulnerable, because the only way to get your best potential physique is, one, be able to not get injured and continue to progress. And like I said, I'm a huge advocate, take care of your body. We all want to look good, but if you're not going to live a long, healthy, functional life, what's the benefit to muscle? I guess some people will like, I'd rather win the show. I'd sacrifice anything for that, and that's fine. That's not what I preach. I want a balance between healthy lifestyle and still be aesthetic and look damn good.